You're listening to The Phatt on Phoenix FM, the voice of your community. And it is that time of the show when we have one of our community conversations, as Keith likes to call them, because effectively that's what they are, chatting with different groups within the community that are generally not-for-profit groups, and they are doing great things in our community. And one of those that we've got, though, in today is a group that I had actually never heard about before, I must admit, and we're going to find out a little bit about what this group is. So Sunshine Bendigo, and we have Glenda Serpell in the studio with us. Welcome, Glenda, to The Phatt.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Sunshine Bendigo. Tell us a little bit about what it is.
Okay. Sunshine Bendigo exists to support families who are struggling with the needs, providing the needs for their babies and children that they're looking after. We began this service 8 years ago, and since then we've helped many families in the region with the practical needs for babies and children.
Okay, so how did that come about? Like you say, it started 8 years ago, 2016 it kicked off. Was it just an idea that, because I think you were the founder of the group?
Yeah. Look, it was just on my heart to do something to support families that were struggling. So it was just find out what to do, connect with the right services, gather a team together and make it happen. And that's what I did. And we've grown and we've accessed, been able to find the need and reach the need.
Yeah. And how do you do that?
So the goods we provide to families are practical things like cots and prams and car seats, right through to nappies and toiletries, everything that a baby might need for those first few years of life that we might all think that's an easy fix, an easy thing to find when you have a new little one come into your world. But for many, it isn't. So we rely on our community to provide those goods and supply those goods to us, new and used goods. We make sure all those goods are of high standard, meet all Australian law standards, and they're nice and clean and practical for families. People find us through their service agencies that they would present with need, and the assessment of their need is done through social workers, caseworkers, maternal child health workers, all health professionals that people would present with need. They're referred to us. The assessment, as I said, is done by those professionals, and we then provide those needs for those families.
So this is mainly done through donated goods?
Yes, all of our goods are donated to us, and all the funds for us to operate as an organisation. We run out of 6 Nolan Street there, so we have all the overheads of a normal business. We are a volunteer-powered organisation, so we have 38 volunteers on the books, so that's a wonderful team of dedicated, committed people who have joined with us to provide this service. So yes, all our goods are donated. Some of them are new, as I said, and many are pre-loved, but we make sure they're all perfect when they get to the new family.
Yeah. So in terms of your volunteers, what sort of skills do you look for in your volunteer base?
Look, everybody's there and volunteering for a different reason, and everyone has a different backstory. We have some men who bring a different set of skills that can do minor repairs, those sort of things for us. But there are no particular skills needed, just a heart to make a difference, really, to really get passionate about what we do, because to volunteer, you really need to connect with the service and the need that you are providing. So, I think it's more of a heart thing for people to volunteer.
Yeah. Something we've talked about, because we've had quite a few groups in that rely so heavily on volunteers, and it's the give back, actually, what the volunteers get out of it as well as what they provide to make the service work, really.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's nothing better than being able to link a need with a service, and and when you're dealing with families and you're dealing with children, you know, that's the heart stuff, and that's a really beautiful thing to be able to do.
Yeah. The other thing that we've talked about quite a bit is then the connections that build between the volunteers, that they become sort of almost a support network for them in a way, that they then develop these relationships and they've got something to do maybe on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever, because I think you're only open 3 days of the week, is that right?
Yeah. We're open in Nolan Street there Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah.
And you're right, it's lovely for the volunteers, all age groups we have, and all, you know, you don't have to volunteer every day of the week. It can be one, it can be half a day, it could be fortnightly, whatever. But it's a lovely environment, and a lovely team is formed from being, on the same page together.
Yeah. Yeah. Obviously, it's people who, like-minded people who actually want to give a little bit back, whether it be that they're older or they're just someone who's younger who's that way minded, interested in community. So, you're going to find people there if you're that sort of person. Obviously, we want to talk today about the need for you to get the donations, but is there a need for you to get more volunteers as well?
Yeah, always we need volunteers as well. There's a fairly high turnover, amongst the older women. There's grandmothers and mothers that, there's always children needing to be looked after or holidays needing to be had. So yes, we are always looking for more volunteers and more goods. Like there's a big turnover of goods. So if anyone has pre-loved baby goods out there that they're finished with, please drop them into our site. We'll assess whether they are worthy to be rehomed. But we'd love to have them as well.
Yeah. They can drop in any of those days?
Yep, drop in any time at our site and someone will be there to help you.
Yeah. Brilliant.
When you say, like, it's mainly sort of baby stuff, up to what sort of age would you take donations? Like, are you talking about toys and that sort of thing as well? Or is it...
Yeah, we look after the age group from newborn up to the age of 6.
Right.
Saying that, we don't do beds, like single beds for children. It would be just bassinets and cots in that bedding age group, but we do clothing and toys, etc., for that age group.
Yeah, okay. So it's gone a bit beyond just for babies.
It has grown. Often you find in a family that if there's a baby, there's also a toddler or a school-age child as well. So,
Which, as if you've had kids, we know that a lot of the attention can go to the newborn, and certainly the attention of the support, so not services, but your support network. Everyone can focus on the newborn and
baby.
Forget about the toddler a little bit. That can happen.
Yes.
Some of those kids carry those scars for life.
You sound like you're speaking from experience there.
Maybe.
Yeah, I was the youngest, Brett, so I was the one who got lavished all the attention.
Well, and then there's the other side of it with the youngest one, that everyone got so much attention before you that then there's none left by the time the youngest one comes along.
Yeah.
Actually, you're right.
Second-hand Rose.
Yeah, there's less photos of me than all the other kids. And yes, I was very good at wearing hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
As we did back in those days.
As we did.
A lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, sadly, it's a growing need across the region.
Yeah, it is. Look, there's many needs from every different sector, from the homelessness, and people make bad choices, yes, but we don't judge. We help everybody. There's homelessness, there's drug abuse, there's domestic violence, there's just people that are doing it tough.
Yeah.
And I say to our team, we're not here to judge people's circumstances or choices. We just step into the need that we can provide.
Yeah. Well, that's it. It's focus on the child.
Focus on the child. Exactly. Yeah.
Very important. Now, do you have a Christmas toy appeal coming up?
Yeah, so at Christmas it's a perfect time for us as a community to step into the needs of the families that we serve. So each year we run a massive toy drive. So we're launching that this week, actually. So up until the 5th of November, people can drop toys into our site. There will be other sites come available, so watch our social media page. Please follow us on social media. That always helps the network. Such as Sunshine Bendigo. So toys in that same age group, newborn up to age 6, they must be new toys, and they must be unwrapped. And then we make up parcels for the families that have been identified by the social service workers in the community that we connect with. So the toys that you give are going direct to specific needs within families. We also do a food drive at this time of the year too, because we notice that families, look, food is out there, but sometimes people have to make a choice. What am I going to do? Am I going to buy those extra food items that seem to be needed at Christmas, or will I buy nappies or pay the rent? Or, you know, they're choices that people literally have to make on a weekly basis. So we will be doing food hampers as well this year. So that's another area that we are seeking financial support for. We will be we're providing the hampers ourselves, but we do need financial support for that. So if anyone feels led to commit to that cause, we would very much appreciate that support too.
So people can make money donations?
They can make financial donations, yes. That's another area that, you know, we are always seeking support with. As I said, we run a business out of a site there in Nolan Street where we have to pay all the normal overheads that everybody else does. So we need sponsors, we need partners all the time. So there is opportunity on our website to connect with us that way, or shoot us an email, give us a phone call, and we can connect you with that process.
Brilliant.
Just on that, you are a registered charity, so people, they're tax deductible if they donate?
Yeah, fully registered charity, Yeah.
Leading into this time of the year, like the cost for young families, there's a lot of pressure on, you know, keeping up with the Joneses in regards to Christmas and that type of thing. Yeah. That cost in regards to prams, bassinets and all, they're not cheap these days. It's almost like that area of the market has gone, hey, we know these people need this stuff, so we can charge a little bit more. They do seem exorbitantly priced.
And they're essential items. That's not a luxury.
No.
For a family to be mobile, they need a pram. Yeah. They need a safe car seat to transport baby. Yeah. You know, these are essential items. These aren't luxuries. Yeah, for those young families that can't afford it. But some of them have almost got the price tag of luxury items. Absolutely.
Unfortunately. So, if you can help out, because to get it, you know, some of those prams these days would almost be someone's paycheck for the week. And
more.
Yeah.
In some cases,
You get the donations that come through people. Do you get businesses as well that are, like, it might be old stock that they've got or whatever? Can you take them on?
We don't see a lot of old baby goods stock, but we do have some great support from some local businesses, businesses that just get behind us financially, or, you know, they'll go and purchase new prams and things for us. Yeah. So, you know, Bendigo is an amazing community. And I will mention, while we're on Bendigo, Bendigo's only one of the shires that we service. We service right up to Echuca, out to Heathcote, down to Maryborough, Castlemaine, all surrounding shires of Bendigo too, through the different networks that exist in those areas.
Yeah, I did want to ask you about that because I saw there's Sunshine North Central now as well as Bendigo, which is an extension of what you created here in Bendigo. So,
Correct.
yeah. Is it, like, do you find in, like, yes, this immediate area, I suppose, and getting into those a little bit further out rural, is it something that's going to, are you finding there's opportunities in Melbourne to take it even further?
Oh, we are, as I said to you off air, we are one of many similar organisations that exist all over Australia.
Yeah.
Which is wonderful that there's that safety net available in other communities. There is similar organisations in Melbourne.
Yeah.
But we choose to focus on this country area, and there's always needs arise. Like, just to bring up another area that you would be aware of was the recent floods and the recent pandemic issues and the problems that highlighted for people, and the situations that made it so much harder for them to make ends meet. That was a perfect opportunity for us to step in and serve our community.
Yeah, we're obviously doing that very well. It's as I said, it was something that I wasn't aware of that actually existed, so it's great to know. I suppose my kids are a bit older. It's not something I have to worry about these days. But
just a couple of facts that you might like, or listeners might like to hear. So far this year, we have assisted over 2,000 children in our region.
Wow.
And we have rehomed over 5,500 items.
Oh, wow.
So that's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
And and it's wonderful that I have had this opportunity to let your listeners know of this work and how they can get involved.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to play some music, but feel free to hang around. We can talk through this. We're not kicking you out of the studio by any means, so we're happy to talk about this quite a bit more. But we will have a listen to a track in the meantime. We're going to listen to Thelma Plum and her song Homecoming Queen. Keith? I did all that practice this morning to talk better.
Yeah, I thought you should be warmed up by now and not mashing words still, Brett. But anyway.
It goes all day. I'll still be doing it on my other show tonight, getting words wrong. You're listening to The Phatt on Phoenix FM, the voice of your community, and we're chatting with Glenda Serpell, who is from Sunshine Bendigo. This is Thelma Plum with Homecoming Queen. Phoenix FM, you're tuned into The Phatt on... I already said Phoenix FM, didn't I?
No.
On Phoenix FM, the voice of your community. I've already said that. We are chatting in the studio with Glenda Serpell, who is from Sunshine Bendigo, the founder of Sunshine Bendigo, none other than, and he has built quite a organisation in 8 short years. Probably feels like it's gone pretty quick, that 8 years.
Yeah,
and
it certainly does.
Yeah, you're probably a little bit blown away with how it has grown.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We will talk a little bit again about the toy drive and focus on that. But talking about the volunteer side of it again, Glenda, what sort of things can people do? So if they choose, they come along and say, look, I've got, 3 hours a week that I can do on a Tuesday afternoon or whatever. What sort of roles can they expect that they might take on at Sunshine Bendigo?
Yeah, sure. So, as I mentioned earlier, the social workers and caseworkers that we connect with that have done assessment of need for families will place an order with us for the items that family require for their child or children. Those orders need to be collated, but before they're collated, all the goods that have been given to us, donated, new and pre-loved goods, need to be assessed to be worthy. So each item is gone over with a fine-tooth comb, whether it's a piece of clothing or whether it's a pram or a car seat or cot. Each item is assessed to see whether it's worthy to be rehomed to a family. So the big items, we need our volunteers to be across all rules, all laws, all laws surrounding those items, and there are quite a few when it comes to baby goods. They need to be all cleaned, stripped apart and put back together. So there's some manual cleaning jobs to be done.
Yeah.
All the second-hand toys and things like baby baths and bouncers, everything that babies need, they're all cleaned, made sure. So there's a fair bit of cleaning done.
Yeah.
The clothing, we don't wash clothing, so we ask that people who donate their clothing make sure that they are in good condition and they are cleaned and sorted. But those clothes are still assessed to see whether they are worthy to be rehomed. And we make up wonderful packs of clothing for people and linen packs for people. And in those packs, which we get the volunteers to do, have everything that child will need for that year. Things like socks and singlets and items of clothing, coats in the winter, swimmers in the summer, hats and beanies and all sorts of outfits and beautiful items. And in the linen we have sheets and towels and et cetera, that blankets, all those things that people need. So that's part of the role that volunteers would do in collating those goods and those gifts for people. And then there's the, as you said, greeting the workers at the door, greeting the families at the door, and it's a lovely opportunity to be able to gift those families and feel like you've been part of that process of supporting that family in a real and tangible way.
Yeah. It really helps volunteers in some ways to personalise it like that, to actually see them.
We're part of the solution.
Yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
The part of it in regards to the Australian standards and the like that different goods need to be, achieve those levels before you can hand them out. Is there some training that you do with the staff to make sure they're up to, so you wouldn't expect someone to come in saying, I'm across AS 4126, I know how that works.
No. We provide all the training and everything that's needed to, stay within those boundaries. Yep.
Well, even that in itself, you've got to have then people to do the training, and there's just so many aspects to it.
Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot to this organisation. So the more volunteers we have on board, the better.
Yeah. We also have mentioned a bit about the networks that build them with the other organisations, but some of the organisations we've had in here as well, like Food Share, and you work pretty closely with some of those other groups as well too, and you make sure that people are tapped into or those other services.
Yeah, look, there's many safety nets for people out there, so it's always good for us to check that people are connected in service providers. And we do work together, like Food Share, for example, do give us, any stock that they get in that's suitable for our clients, i.e. Your baby formula and baby food and nappies that may have, broken packaging or something that we can repair and send out. So that's good to be linked in with those service providers also.
Yeah. Absolutely. Some similarity we also spoke with the Bendigo Share and Repair Shed. And there's some similarity with what they do in exactly bringing goods back to life. Actually, absolutely. And in a lot of ways it saves a lot of those pre-loved baby goods from landfill. So we always quote that fact too, the amount of goods that we have saved from landfill just by bringing them back to life. Exactly. Brilliant. It's a win-win.
Yes,
as a lot of these organisations are, but we are very lucky to have all these great organisations in town. Tell us a little bit again about the toy drive and how people can get involved with that.
Well, the toy drive is a wonderful opportunity for us to step into that area of need at that time of year where there's extra pressure. And if us providing toys for the little ones that may not get them normally. I think that takes the pressure off families. So we run a toy drive, and we ask the Bendigo and surrounding community to get involved. And by being involved, you're part of the network that exists to support families in need. So it's a real feel-good situation for everybody. Even if it's just donating a couple of toys, we ask for the toys to be donated, that are being donated, to be dropped off at our site in Nolan Street, 6 Nolan Street, next to National Tiles. That's a good landmark.
Yep.
And we ask that those gifts be new, and we ask that they be unwrapped so that we can prepare specific bundles of toys for specific children that have been identified by social workers in the community that have a specific need. So it's really lovely that the toys can go direct to the need.
Yeah. Well, no doubt our listeners out there will be really impressed with the service that you provide, but it's also really important, if you haven't got some of those toys and you haven't got some of those baby products and the like laying around, you can still help out by contributing monetary donations, because they do need that. The insurance companies and the like don't accept prams in payment, so
Exactly right.
they actually need some money. So they're doing some great work there. They're providing all this wonderful service which gives out all these goods, but to do that they actually need money as well, because they're not making money through any other means really. They're requiring donations. So don't forget about that side of it as well, because it's charity, tax deductible. If you've got a little bit to give there, you may not have all the goods, as I said, but well, you can. There's plenty of ways that people can get involved and help or volunteer. Even if you haven't got money, you might have time. Yeah, you can help that way.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Glenda. Thanks for making the time to come in and speak to us.
My pleasure. Anytime.
Yeah, no, it's great to hear about all the stuff that's going on.
I'll take any opportunity to share what we do.
Excellent.
All right. Well, thank you, Glenda. Don't forget, toy drive's coming up soon. So link in through the socials with Sunshine Bendigo. Help out. They're doing a great job out there, and they need the community support.